What's up? Welcome to today's video. I'm Brian K, and today we're going to be talking about how we can use different intervallic distances with the scales we play when we're rocking out on a 12-bar blues or any kind of a blues rockin' jam, okay? Now, before we get into it, I do want to thank everybody who's come out and subscribed to the channel here on YouTube, out on Rumble. You guys are doing a fantastic job. Thank you so much for showing some support and helping me continue to grow this channel. And of course, if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you like, share, subscribe to the channel, because those little things really go a very long way to help the channel continue to grow. And you can check the links in my description for other ways to help me keep bringing the content out here. Okay, with that said, now let's get into the video. Let's go down here to the fretboard where good things happen, okay? And today is an A minor kind of day. All right, we're in the key of A minor today. And we're going to be looking at two scales in particular. The minor pentatonic scale that we all know. We're going to look at that minor pentatonic scale. And we'll also be looking at a Dorian scale. Okay, these two scales can be used together. The Dorian scale and the minor pentatonic scale work really well together. Basically, the Dorian scale is identical to the minor pentatonic scale. It just has two additional notes in it, okay? Real quick though, even if you're not familiar with the Dorian scale, which quite frankly will be helpful if you know the scale in different positions on the neck, but if you don't even know that scale, I'll show it to you real quick so you can use this right away in tandem, really, with your minor pentatonic scale. But we're in the key of A minor, right? So we're looking at an A minor chord, and the 8th fret's going to be like home base position. So your minor pentatonic, right, which you hopefully know this, right? You should know this. We all know this scale. Usually the first darn thing we learn, right? So this is using that as a framework because it just adds a couple of notes to it. So you start 5th fret low E, okay, then you go up to the 7th fret on the low E, 8th fret low E, go up to the A string, 5th fret, 7th fret, and then you just beam back here to the 4th fret on the D string, then the 5th fret D string, okay, 7th fret D string, do the same thing again on the G string, 4th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, then come back up to 5th fret for the B string, 7th fret, 8th fret on the B string, cruise up to the high E, 5th fret, and then a couple of extensions on the top there, right? 7th fret, 8th fret. And there's Dorian scale, okay? So it works really good with the minor pentatonic scale, okay? So this concept, so that we don't sound like we're running scales when we're playing a guitar solo, which is the biggest thing we don't want to do, right? We do not want to sound like the guy who's just practicing scales when it comes time to, like, hey man, you're on the air, take a guitar solo at the blues mic or at the, rocking out at the jam session, right? And you're in A minor, okay? So with both a pentatonic or a Dorian scale, the concept is the same. It's kind of neat to have the extra notes of the Dorian scale though. I will say that for this type of thing, doing this with scales. But basically, instead of just ascending and descending, right, in either one of them, instead of just going up and down in scales, what we want to start doing is looking at the different distances that we could play that are not traditional in that respect, that are going to break you out of ascending, straight ascends, and straight descends, right? So for a pentatonic scale, being as though basically you got two notes per string on the shape that we're looking at right here in home base, like the first position minor pentatonic scale, right? The thing to do with this one would be think melodically, right? Think one note at a time, but you can look at the notes on the same strings that are on different, the same fret but on different strings. So if you mix some of that approach into your lines, takes you out of that typical, oh yeah, he's just running a scale kind of thing, right? You can skip strings, right? Think intervals. So that's with the pentatonic, but then the Dorian, you got those two extra notes. Same thing applies though. Right? If you start skipping some strings and start adding different types of intervallic, right? Intervallic distances, you get some cool exotic sounds, and it breaks you out of just, hey, I'm in a Dorian scale, you know? You know, it gets a little stale. It could be a little flat line, you know? We don't want to be the flat line guy. We want to be the guy who has something cool to say with the information. Say something to the folks who are digging the jam, right? The listener. Okay. So, okay, look, man, we'll go on and give you some musical examples in real time, right? So you can kind of hear the concept for real. What's it sound like over some harmonic, you know, something chords underneath it, right? And check it out. Okay, so as we can hear, right, this approach of putting different intervallic distances into the scales we're using when we're soloing over a blues or some kind of a rock or any kind of country, even country, it doesn't really goes beyond style. But when we do this with the scale and we're taking a solo, it takes us out of sounding like we're just doing a scale exercise when it's time for us to take the solo and actually start making some real music. Okay, I hope you dug the concept, so enjoy it. Enjoy using this concept. If you've done similar things with your playing and have similar approaches or anything you've tried before, put it in the comments. We'll check it out. I always check my comments, right? If you have anything to ask me, want to mention anything too, throw it in the comments. I always check that stuff out. Okay, until next time, enjoy playing your guitar. Peace.